What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Sports Junkies Podcast. Last week was a hectic week. We're back on it. We got a good NBA segment for you today. We're going to be talking about Andre Drummond to the Lakers. I don't think he's actually signed yet, but it's apparent that he will sign with the Lakers. We got the LaMarcus Aldridge went to the Nets. We'll talk about the Harden MVP race odds. And then we'll dip into the New York. We'll stay in New York a bit. We'll talk about Immanuel Quickley and the Knicks. Can he make some noise in the Rookie of the Year race? So let's just talk about Andre Drummond first, because we made a video about this 2 weeks ago and we were like, he said this, we said it was either the Nets or the Lakers. So it's apparent he's chosen the Lakers. I said, look, if Andre Drummond goes to the Lakers, I feel like that would balance out the Nets and the Lakers. I feel like both teams can be equal now that Andre Drummond's found his way to that team. And I still sort of agree with that, but you got to think, since that video came, the Nets have added some key pieces to their bench. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's still one of those things where it's like they got LeBron. So ultimately, I think that's going to make it more equal than it may seem on paper. But I'm still at this point. The Nets are dominant, but I don't think they're dominant enough to count out LeBron. Because don't forget now, the Lakers probably still have the best bench in the NBA. And where I'm saying probably, it's probably, they do most likely.
Yeah, they do.
And then you still got LeBron and AD. AD still injured. No timetable on his return. But LeBron should be back in a week or two. So, but I don't think they're gonna rush him back, as long as they can sort of do something. But that's kind of like the main tell of the tape. I just kind of want to hear what you want to say about this, because y'all know we got Nets fan here.
Personally, to start off, if you hear any background noise, it's because the Florida UCLA, the UCLA Alabama game is on, and they're out there making last second shots to go into overtime. So I do want to apologize for that. Second off, I'm not gonna lie, I personally I would like Drummond on the Nets, but I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought the Lakers were going to pick him up because him and LeBron do have they have a little bond. You always find, it's crazy, we always find these little patterns with LeBron giving somebody a goofy eye, or with LeBron having a conversation with somebody while they're on the court. And
like covering his mouth with his jersey.
Yeah, it's a conspiracy theory. Every person that you see LeBron do that to ends up playing with LeBron somehow. Yep. Everybody at this point, the older generation, they're going to choose one or two teams, just like they were doing when the Warriors were powerful last year or 2 years ago. 2 years ago or 3 years ago. They're going to choose right now. They're going to choose the Nets, or they're going to choose the Lakers. And the Nets are starting to get a little too stacked. The Lakers are stacked, but they don't, like you said, they have a lot of key bench players. They need somebody to help that floor. And this is what I was talking to you about. I said they need another big, because AD is nice. Yes, AD can hold it down, but somebody's got to guard Kevin Durant. Somebody's got to shut down Kevin Durant and be able to stop that. And it can't be somebody under. It would be better if it was somebody above 6'10" guarding Durant, because he's just got that height advantage over you. He's a sniper. All he's got to do is post you up, turn around, kick that leg up, and snipe it. But if you have AD on him and you still have another paint beast in the paint, guarding the paint, they're going to slow that down. Because I'm going to tell you what, James Harden loves to go to the paint. Yes, he shoots. He's a beast at shooting. But he loves to go to the paint. He does. Kyrie loves to go to the paint as well. And KD, it's easy. He do that jab step. He's either going to shoot on that second jab, or he's going to drive into the paint and get a little easy dunk because he's 7 feet.
But that's like the thing. Like Andre Drummond, defensive wise, you're really going to see his defense stand out in the paint.
Exactly.
But you're talking about a guy who can lock down KD. KD shines mid-range. He can also play beyond the arc. And I'm like, even if you take out KD getting to the post, you still got Harden, who's, I'm talking deadly from beyond the arc, and then you still got Kyrie, who is Kyrie. I'm talking about the unblockable layup god. You know what I'm saying? So it's like adding Andre
and now
Drummond,
you got to add in Griffin. Now you got to add in Griffin, and now you got to add in. Now you got to add in.
Marcus Aldridge.
Marcus Aldridge, who can shoot middies, and from the 3-point.
Right. I mean, I said earlier in the season, I said, look, the Nets team, I wasn't going to, get the hype train until they had, I feel like, a decent bench. I feel like they have that now. So it's, and they're playing great now with still, they don't have KD. I think they even played a game without Harden, and Kyrie pulled out a win. So it's like, this Nets team is just building that chemistry, man. It looks like Blake Griffin's getting comfortable too. There's still so many games left for them to build this chemistry. And it's scary, dude, down the stretch. You got Andre Drummond getting ready to suit up for the Lakers, but there's no LeBron and AD. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, at the end of the day, I'm not counting out LeBron.
Never.
I feel like Andre Drummond adds a lot to this team. He can score. He's averaging 17.5 a game. He can rebound great, 13 rebounds a game. And he adds that defense in the post, like you said. But it's like, is it enough to stop KD? No. Because I'm like, KD can score from outside. I don't care who you got on KD. KD has balled up on LeBron before. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, defensive wise, he's a paint god, but he's not. He's not gonna, he can keep Kevin Durant out the paint, but then Kevin Durant will just light him up mid-range.
You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. I think it's a sub-in because you can't have Trez in the paint with AD out of the paint. That's what I'm saying. Somebody's got to guard Kevin Durant, and it can't be Trez. Trez is a great defender, but am I starting him? I mean, probably not.
That's 6 men of the year right there.
You know what I mean? I'm having him come off the bench. I need somebody that can start and still guard the paint while I put somebody on KD. Because I'm telling you, man, put in that. I saw it happen. I saw Griffin either going. I knew Griffin and Drummond were going to go to different teams. I caught it. I said they're not going to go to both teams because they're both paint people and they're both massive paint people, and I just don't think you can have them on the same team because they're both stars. They have to both be starting. You're going to be losing something with them both on the team at the same time because you're going to have to play them because they're all stars. That's what they do. But I knew they were going to the opposite team. I knew that it was either the Lakers or Nets for both of them because I'm telling you, man, when somebody goes out there to guard KD, it's gotta be somebody that's bigger than 6'10", 6'11". Montrez, like you said, he's balled up. KD has balled up on LeBron. Somebody's got to get out that paint while we still watch the paint. Because if right now without Andre Drummond on the team, it was gonna be a lot more difficult for the Lakers to stop the Nets because you gotta watch that perimeter game because Griffin can shoot. Griffin can drive. Harden can shoot. Harden can drive. KD can shoot. KD can drive. There wasn't going to be enough. It wasn't going to be even. But now you add Drummond to that team. You have a very, very dominant defense, I think, personally. When AD gets back on and when LeBron gets back on. LeBron by himself is a dominant defensive person. But now you're going to be able to guard that perimeter and still guard your interior, your paint at the same time. Without Drummond, it was a little bit difficult. You were going to have to give up the paint. You were going to have to because it's better to give up your 2 over give up the 3. But now that you add Drummond to it, you're starting to even it out. Now it's starting to even out to where we can guard the paint and still guard. I'm calling 3-2.
And like let me say this. I'm sure Steve Nash, if Drummond is following KD, Steve Nash is gonna keep KD around the perimeter, which gives guys like James Harden and Kyrie an easy charge to the paint. Because no one else on, you know what I'm saying? Kyrie, like I said, unblockable layups. Yep. And then you got Harden, who is just, I'm talking one of the shiftiest, probably the best scorer in the league right now. So I'm like, I'm still consider. This is what I'm gonna say right now. This is the line for me at the current moment, and it's probably been the same. is it's more of me questioning the ability of the Nets to stop the Lakers from outscoring them. But the thing is I feel like right now the Nets offense is going to continue to get hotter and hotter. I think right now this would be a good. I think it's a 7-game series. If this is a finals, this is a 7-game series.
Yeah.
This is a 7-game series. Because I don't care who the Nets have. Blake Griffin's great, good player off the bench. He can put up 10, 12 a game. LaMarcus Aldridge is going to put up 10 to 12 a game. But LaMarcus Aldridge is also kind of a good defender, I guess. And then you got Blake Griffin, who adds a little bit of defense. And they got some other guys coming off the bench as well who can do some damage. But it's really that starting 5
like
for
that
the
young
Nets
dude
that I'm looking at.
That young dude with the dreads, light-skinned guy. He's been playing good. I gotta get his name, but he's been playing
Center.
Yes.
Nicholas Claxton.
Claxton has been doing good, boy.
Mm-hmm.
He's been doing good.
Them Georgia boys different. Come on, man.
Them Georgia boys is different.
Them Georgia
he's
boys
a monster.
Different. Yes, sir. Number 33. Yeah, you've been cooking, but it's like, they'll need him in the playoffs too, and he's kind of like a defender as well. So, it'll be interesting. Yeah, I like this. I said I wanted Andre Drummond to the Lakers because I feel like it's balanced, and then you still have that narrative. It's like they need all this to beat LeBron. I'm like, no, they need this to beat the Lakers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, and I saw a post today, and it said people have spent the entire 2010s trying to put together a team to beat wherever LeBron played. And I'm like, did we forget about the Warriors?
Right.
From like, you know what I'm saying? Like 2 years ago, we forgot about them.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know, man. I see some takes, man. It makes me cringe. I'm not gonna lie. It makes me cringe. Like it's like, it does feel like LeBron has like this shield around him that if he does something, it's okay. Like nobody said anything when they were adding all these pieces this offseason. Marc Gasol, Montrezl Harrell, Dennis Schroeder. Nobody was saying anything. But then like the Nets start building a team because they need to build a team that's better than that Lakers team, and now it's like a problem. The league is unbalanced. You know what I mean? Trades are rigged. It's like, come on, man. You guys got to make up your mind. What do you like or not? You want to see an easy route to the finals. Like LeBron said last year was his hardest ring. That's cap. Everyone knew the Lakers was winning that title from the beginning of the season.
From the beginning, you had a Nets team, especially when it ended and they came back. That's why LeBron was like, let us play. Come on, bro. That boy knew.
LeBron wasn't finna sit out. He knew his team was just going to win. That's easy. That's light work. There were literally no other good teams in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? And being as surprising as it was, like the Heat made the finals. You know what I'm saying? And for a team of that caliber, you wouldn't normally see that. You know what I'm saying? That Heat team was great, but there's usually another team that's dominant. You usually get 2 dominant teams in the finals, but that was last year was a pretty easy ring. Some people call it the Mickey Mouse. I'm not gonna call it a Mickey Mouse ring because that just sounds like a haterish thing to say, but
it really does.
What's another thing they say? La fraud. People on Twitter are funny, man. Let's. So I mean, we kind of did the whole LaMarcus Aldridge to the Nets with that topic. So I guess we can hop into a requested topic, which is the Harden MVP race odds. This was requested. Harden said he feels like he's the MVP. I know your favorite player in the league is Harden. You followed him from the Rockets to the Nets. What are you thinking?
I mean, starting off, if my favorite player ever does something crazy, I am not one to back them up. Like, I back them up because they're my boy. That's my favorite player. But if they do something crazy, I'll be like, all right, that wasn't bad. I'm not like, no, he can't do nothing wrong. He is perfect, pure gold, Harden, everything. No, I'm not like that. But what he said was not incorrect. Harden is a monster. And I mean, a lot of people like to say that his best highlight are the free throws. And I'm like, that's also cap. He can score anytime he wants to. I mean, these are his numbers this year. He's got 11 assists he's averaging 11 assists per game, 7 rebounds per game, and 25.3 points per game. I mean, that sounds like MVP talk to me. That this isn't new. You know what I mean? This isn't new. What Harden is doing is not shocking. This is not a surprise to me. I think he deserves to be in that actual conversation. Like, people were saying CP3 deserved to be in. I'm like, CP3? Are you serious?
CP3?
You put Chris Paul in there and you don't put James Harden, then we're gonna have a big issue. At that point, you're just giving him it because it's his time is coming to an end. But I'm like, don't do that. This is James Harden. James Harden is one of the best scorers in the NBA. And that's not a biased opinion. If somebody doesn't agree with that, then they're just straight up a hater in my eyes. But he is one of the best scorers in the league. One of the best. I don't know if
I would say he's number one. To be honest, I'm saying he's number one.
I still put Curry.
He put some numbers. Maybe not this season because he's got so much.
But he's still doing this on a team of stars. You know what I mean? Because people were saying at first, they were saying James Harden is doing this because he's on his own team. There's nobody else. There's not really many people there to help him. He's the only scorer on the team. What's your excuse now? What, that KD isn't playing? Because I'll tell you what, that's only going to up the points per game when everybody is on the court and people are open. And he's averaging 11 assists per game. That's difficult. To average 11 assists per game. To average a double-double and average above 10 points per game is very difficult. When you're on a team of scorers, of course, no. But still, just in general, when you're a lead scorer and you're still feeding that ball, I say give him a chance. Was he even in the talks last year? I'm pretty sure he wasn't.
I don't know.
I don't know. James Harden is slept on by the NBA committee to me.
I mean, I don't know. He's won an MVP.
That's a biased opinion, but
I mean, yeah, he's got those 26 points, 8 rebounds, 11 assists, 1.4 steals per game. You said those look like MVP numbers to you. To me, they don't. And let me say why. They don't look like MVP numbers to me when you got Nikola Jokic playing at the level he's playing, defensive wise and offensive wise. I think he's actually the favorite right now to win MVP. And then even Joel Embiid off injury, man. His season is so slept on right now, man. 1.4 blocks per game, 1.2 steals. His assists are low, but it's Embiid. He's a center. 11.5 rebounds, and then he's dropping 30 points per game. So I'm like, it's James Harden. 27.1, yeah, James Harden.
Sir. It's 27.1, buddy.
Oh, Embiid? Embiid?
No, Nikola. My bad. Embiid.
What did I say?
Embiid. No, I thought you were talking
I was curious. I was like, what are you? Okay.
I didn't hear you.
But it's like you got the level Embiid's playing at is going unnoticed, and it sucks he got injured because I feel like it puts almost the MVP in Nikola Jokic's hands as long as Nikola Jokic does what he does. But this season has just been super underrated. When we talk about,
I would still give it to Embiid though.
At this moment, it's got to be Embiid, and I don't know how much longer he's going to be on injury. But I'm hoping he can come back and at least play in the last 20-ish games because. And
that's my point. I believe
he's got
that
an MVP trophy to win.
I'm not saying that James is the MVP. I don't want nobody thinking that. I'm saying he deserves to be in the talks, right? He was not in the talks, right? He's putting up MVP numbers. But if that league were to end today, I'm giving it hands down to Embiid. I'm still giving it to Embiid. Embiid is one of my favorite bigs in the NBA right now.
And there's this conspiracy theory going around, right? It's called the NBA Live MVP. Everybody who's been a cover guy for NBA Live, remember, it's Russell back in 2016, okay, and then it was Harden, and I think it was 2018. and then it was Embiid in 2019. And two of those guys have won MVPs. So I'm just saying, hey, get on that NBA Live cover. I mean, Dame was on there, so sadly, he did become a baller. He got close to an MVP. He's close to an MVP now. He's
Who
like
did he lose to that year? He was actually close to that. Who was it?
It was the season where he ended the. It was that year he ended the Rocket season. They put him on the cover that year. Remember he hit that buzzer beater?
Yep. Yep. That was a sad boy.
Actually, no, I don't think it was that one. It was like his first ever it was like when he was first he was like 23 at this time, 23, 24, and they were up 3-2 on the Rockets. There was no Russell there. This was a long time ago, bro. It was like 2015.
Really?
This was like when it was Rockets. It was like Harden, Ariza, Capella. You know what I'm saying?
Dwight was there.
Yeah, I think even Dwight. But,
that is 2015 Rockets.
Yeah. But Rockets used to them exits. But it's like, I like Harden. I think Harden's having a great season. I think he could be higher in the odds, but I mean, dude, Nikola Jokic, Embiid.
You can't sleep on the work that Embiid had done. I see what James is saying, but if you look at the numbers, Embiid, I mean, even to be doing that as a big man is just, you don't see that. You don't see it as much.
Embiid is just, he's every year he improves too. Every year. But him being out is almost like it's putting that trophy in Jokic's hands. And it sucks that Jokic is on the team that he's on, man. Like the Nuggets coaching, bro, it's just got to get better. It sucks because it feels like he's not, you know what I'm saying? The Nuggets could have like I said at the beginning of the year, the Nuggets could have a top 3 team in the West. They have so much talent on that team.
You know, and
it's all just being wasted.
We talked about this last time, about Lonzo to the Nuggets. But didn't the Nuggets just pick up somebody too? Who did they pick up? They pick up Lonzo.
Oh my goodness. They didn't know that. I don't think that trade ever went through. They did just grab someone though. I'm brain dead right now.
Yeah, this wasn't a topic, so I wasn't prepared to talk about this. I'm kind of putting us on the spot right now. But Lonzo was in talks, and they picked up somebody else, and I am not able to. Man.
Was it Aaron Gordon?
It was Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, Aaron Gordon.
It makes sense why they got rid of Bam, or they're trying to get rid of Bam. It makes sense. It makes 100% sense.
Bam.
Yeah, not Bam. Oh my gosh. Wow. Brain fart part 2.
You talking about Bobo?
Bobo. Why they got rid of Bobo.
Bobo, I'm telling you, Bobo's going to go to another team and absolute shine, bro. I'm telling you.
That's cool.
It's going to happen.
They don't need Bobo on there. Not with Aaron Gordon. I think that is, boy. I've been waiting for Aaron Gordon to get out of Orlando so that man can shine.
I mean, let's see what he does on this Nuggets squad. He's still young too, but I mean,
because think about it.
Talk about shine. He's like that go-to guy on the Magic, and
that's my point.
14 points per game.
But I'm saying like to shine on a good team. You know what I mean? He was, as you stated, he was with the Magic. Man, let me tell you this. He was making the Nuggets have made it to the playoffs with Jamal Murray and Jokic, basically single-handedly. You're adding another star on that team. Somebody who can take over that paint and can help Jokic with his defense, because my God, he needs it.
I mean, I don't know.
Dangerous.
Gordon's more like an offensive guy, I feel like, though.
But he's
more like that athletic freak on offense. I'm not gonna sleep on his defense, but I don't think that's his like big suit. I'm leaning towards offense on him. Like 75 offense, 25 defense. That's how I feel about it.
25 defense.
It's not an overall. I'm just saying. I'm leaning more towards his offense ability than his defense.
Heck no.
I am.
25 defense.
He's there to help us score. We need more guys who can score on the Nuggets. You know, defense isn't that big of a problem for us. we need this offense to play as dominant as we know they can be. And Aaron Gordon he has the ability to get some rebounds. He has the ability to pass the ball as well. His defense is not the biggest factor that I made that trade for. I brought him on here because he can score, 15 points per game on the Orlando Magic. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, but he's going to help in the paint on defense too, because Jokic needs it. That's my point.
I mean, he is a power forward, so I would expect him to be in the paint at least, but that's not going to be his big suit with the Nuggets.
But it's going to help. That's my point.
Okay.
That's all. That's my point.
How did we even get on that? Let's talk about the Knicks, man. We talked about Brooklyn. Let's go back to New York. The Knicks. We've been having some fun with these Rookie of the Year conversations. Immanuel Quickley is, I would say, potentially third in the Rookie of the Year rankings. Because I mean, you look at the rookies, you got LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, and then there's Immanuel Quickley. And Immanuel Quickley has put up some highlights this season. He has a dangerous floater. He's quick, ability. He can shoot really well. He's gonna get better, but he is still trying to get over that hump of being consistent. So right now he's sitting at around like 13 points per game.
Let's just cut the crap. Get to the question. Do you think he's going to win Rookie of the Year?
Can he potentially steal it now that LaMelo Ball is out?
Heck no.
Jesus.
Heck no. Something's wrong with the NBA if he steals it.
I mean, who knows, man? What if he just turns his season around, starts dropping 25 a night?
He's got 12 points per game. Anthony Edwards got 16.
It's the Knicks. I mean, that is a good point, though. That is a good point. I mean, I agree with you.
Heck no.
You know what I'm saying?
I think anybody that thinks Quickley, if they give it to Quickley over LaMelo and Anthony Edwards, that's a problem for me. I 100% will have. I don't think the NBA will do that, but if they do, I will 100% have a problem with that.
But
100%.
So that this topic is in 2 minutes, I do want to say something you may not agree with. I think long term, I think in the future, as all these players get better, I think Immanuel Quickley will develop and become a better player than Anthony Edwards. You know how much I like Anthony Edwards and the Georgia boys.
I would not speak on that.
I'm just telling you right now.
I'm not speaking on it.
I think future-wise, I feel like Immanuel Quickley, because he's already got, I'm talking about one of the best floaters in the league, is deadly. I'm telling you, he needs to become more consistent, and I could see him being, I'm not going to compare him to anybody yet, You
just compared him to Anthony Edwards.
I didn't compare him to Anthony Edwards.
You say he'll be better than Anthony Edwards. That's comparing.
That's not comparing.
Yes, it is. It's 100% comparing.
It's really
when
not.
you put somebody's name next to another name, it's 100% comparing.
I guess.
Anthony.
Just how I feel. And you know how I feel about the Georgia boys, man. You know how I feel about Anthony Edwards. So, A1 since day one. But that's just how I'm feeling.
Nah. That's what I got to see on it. Nah.
Do you want to explain to me why?
Nah, I don't. I don't want to say anything.
Why
on
not?
That because I just think that I don't think that's worth talking about. Better than Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is, to me, already ahead of him.
I mean, yeah.
You still gotta go. He's still got somewhere to go. I mean, the only reason I would think about
Quickley.
that. Nah. I don't see him being better than Anthony though.
But okay, all right.
I think Anthony's max is a lot better than Quickley, 100%. I think it's gonna be a battle in the future.
You'll really be able to. Yeah, I feel like it could. These two guys could honestly become like equal players. Like
no. Hold on, I wasn't even gonna compare them. Nah, I was gonna say with LaMelo and Anthony, I can see them battling that. Not Quickley. I'm not gonna say not him. I'm not gonna say nah. I'm not gonna say that. I take that back. No. I take that back. No. I take it back. I take it back. I'm not gonna say that. I just don't see him being better than Anthony Edwards, but I can see him competing up there. But I see Anthony Edwards. We don't want to compare players, but I almost see him like a LeBron.
You see who like a LeBron?
Like a young LeBron. I can see Anthony Edwards not getting as good as LeBron, but striving in that area. I can see him being up there.
LeBron?
Not as good as LeBron, but his play style.
Young LeBron?
I can see his play style.
What?
Yeah. Play style.
No, not even play style. No.
Yeah.
No. I mean, there's D Wade.
Power on the inside.
There's Donovan Mitchell.
Power on the inside.
Young LeBron? Come on, dude. Stop.
Power on the inside.
Stop. You know who reminds me of a young LeBron?
Wade. I can
You know who reminds me of a young LeBron?
Who, Zion?
No. Luka. Luka. Come on, man. Stop. No.
Nah. Luka's a better shooter than LeBron.
But I'm talking
Luka's
about
a better shooter
at
than
this
LeBron
point
was.
of his career, he reminds me of a young LeBron.
I can see at his status of like
Edwards?
how he's being dominant, but I'm saying like Luka's a better shooter than LeBron was. Like shooter? Yeah.
Come on, man.
Luka was a better shooter.
Anthony Edwards is not going to develop and turn into the type of player LeBron is. That's just not.
I didn't say that. I didn't say as I specifically said not as good as
play
LeBron.
style reminds you of LeBron.
But I can see him going that way.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, we'll see in 5 years, ladies and gents. You know what I mean? Time will only tell. At the beginning of the season, let me tell you something. I was talking about the Nets, boy. I'll take them Nets in 5. And guess what? I take them Nets in 5. No.
This man done lost his mind. I'm just playing.
Nah. I take the Nets in 7. But
is there any bias in that answer? Because you are James Harden.
It's a hope. Yeah. It's 100% hope. It's 100. It's not. It's 20% hope, 80%. Let's go. Let's see. But it's let's go right now. You know, we still gotta wait to see what that Lakers team looks like when LeBron and AD get back on the court.
I mean, we need to see what the 76ers team finna look like. They're winning without their boys.
Come on, man.
The 76ers are pure defense.
No, we're not talking.
You might get a slightly competitive series, but I still think the Nets could win that series in 6.
Let me tell you this.
I think the Nets could win that series in 6, but I think it'll end up being like 2-2 at one point, and then the Nets will take off. But I think that's it. Like a series of 76ers and the Nets could be way more competitive than I think the 76ers.
I think the 76ers can slow them down and make them tired. But I'm just telling you, you know, we're talking about they're doing good without their team. Let's just talk about who they've been playing against, right? They beat Indiana. They beat Utah. They beat Chicago. They beat Washington. They beat San Antonio. They beat New York. They lost to Milwaukee. They beat Sacramento. They beat New York. They beat Golden State.
You're saying this, but they're without their 2 best players. Look at the Lakers. 5-5 in their last 10 games. These guys are still 8-2.
They're not playing anybody that's really that good of a team.
Doesn't matter.
The times that they did, they lost.
It doesn't matter. It's the NBA. You just said they beat Utah.
Matter.
You just said they beat New York.
No, it does matter.
Oh my God. It's the NBA. It's the NBA.
What does that mean?
So what's the what do you got? What are you saying about the Lakers right now?
No, I said the Lakers don't have their 2 best players. The Lakers right now, to me,
neither do the 76ers, and they're still winning. They have Tobias Harris. You don't think that would listen to me. Like let me get this point in your head, okay, before we end this topic. The Lakers are missing their 2 best players. They're playing bad teams and still losing. The 76ers don't have their 2 best players, and they're still winning. And it doesn't matter if they're playing bad teams. They're still winning games. That's the idea. I just want you to that's what I'm trying to say. Is I feel like this 76ers team is showing how good they are. I mean, last week every week we make a new episode, and it's like the 76ers are one game, the Nets are one game or half a game away from being first, and then the next week comes and the 76ers are still on top, and they don't have their two best guys. Cut these guys some slack, man.
All I'm saying is the last 10 games, the Lakers have played more difficult teams than the 76ers did. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I am going to say that, though.
And regardless, they're losing. Remember all those top players they signed? All those two six man of the year candidates. Where is Marcus?
Players. Hold on. Top players.
Alex
top
Caruso.
Bench players. Come on. They're bench
Kyle
players.
Kuzma. Kuzma. Come on, man. Stop playing with that Lakers team. They should find a way to win some games. They can find a way to win some games with that team.
They did find a way to win some games.
They're not doing it. Come on,
5-5 last 10 games.
You know why they're not winning? Because they're missing their coach, LeBron James.
Well, that's the difference of having a player coach. When you build a team around one player, that's two different types of playing teams with the players on the court. You're missing coach.
You know the sad part about the 76ers is I just remembered their coach is Doc Rivers. So this team will dominate the regular season.
No. I told you that boy knows what he's doing.
Who, Doc Rivers?
I told you.
I mean, it's simple. They needed shooters. They got shooters. Boom.
They got shooters, but they got a coach. They got shooters, but they got a coach.
That's true as well.
They're more experienced than the last one had.
We know how this team finna do, what they finna do in the playoffs. So, you know, Doc is in the playoffs. I mean, do I need to remind you of last season?
Yo.
You know.
Are we really gonna blame that on Doc though? Or are we gonna blame that on pandemic? Come on, man, don't do that.
What?
Come on, man. Pandemic P.
I mean, what?
We're not gonna blame that on pandemic
points in Game
P.
7.
We're not gonna blame the last.
Points in Game 7.
On. We're not gonna blame those losses on pandemic P, bruh.
Bro, you blow a 3-1 lead. And you're supposed to be the second bet? Come on.
Dude,
Speaking
you blow
of
the
the Clippers,
3-1 lead.
man,
Come
I'm
on,
talking
man.
about
You don't just look
Clippers.
at the coach. Why didn't we look at Steve Kerr when that happened with the Warriors?
I mean, we were looking at Steve Kerr, but
I wasn't.
You got to consider that Draymond issue. I mean, I don't really care, to be honest. I could care less. It was funny to me.
I'm just saying, I'm not really on a 3-1 lead blown. I'm not really looking at I'm looking at shooting. Which is
you got to put some of the blame on the coach, though, bro. Come on.
I put some of it, but I don't put as much as you're putting right now. I'm like, you
need to win one game. You can't coach one win. Come on,
bro. Did you see how pandemic P was shooting?
Get the ball in someone else's hands. If he's not playing well,
man.
Find a better way to get the ball around.
You can't tell a plague to stop. Let me tell you that. You don't just look at the plague and be like, stop.
Yes, you can. Yes, you do.
No, you can't. You can't tell a plague to stop. And if that was the case, COVID would not be a thing.
What? We got to get out of here. we got to get out of here. This has been the Real Sports Junkies podcast.
The Real Sports Junkie.
We got some imposters.
Some imposters, bro. Among us.
Facts. So we got,
and we know who it is too.
We know who it is. The Real Sports Junkies podcast right here, guys. We want to thank you guys for the support we've been getting. We hit 80 subs, so look forward to that subscriber giveaway video.
We had 82. Yeah.
82. So
82.
Let's get to 90.
Now let's get to 100, dog.
Yes. I mean, well, small steps. But what was I gonna say? I was about to say something.
The closing?
Oh yeah, man. We have 82 subs, but only 28 followers on Instagram. So let's get those numbers caught up. And a lot of you guys watching the videos aren't subscribed, so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know if there's any topics you want us to talk about, because we said that last video and it worked. So give us more things to talk about, because it's getting hard out here, please.
And stay active in the comment section, man. We love that. We love having debates with you guys there. We do respond to every comment, unless you're a clown. But we do respond
if you're clowning, we may not respond. But, even if you clown, we may respond and clown you. So
we like the circus. I like watching the circus sometimes.
I mean, yeah, I'm
No?
not. Yeah,
No.
I was gonna say a little
We don't
pun
like
joke, but no, I was gonna say a joke, but it was gonna be even cornier. So I just
Don't go cornier than I've been, bro.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, this has been the NBA on the Sports Junkies podcast. Look forward to the NFL on Wednesday and the NCAA on Friday, because I know we didn't have any episodes last week for those. But look forward to us getting back on track. And until next time, guys, it's been Kid, JT.
Let's go.
I was going to be like, is he going to forget? See you guys soon.